Hello, everybody. Andrea here. You've probably noticed the redesign of my office. I hope you like it. I'm the type of person where I like to redesign every so often, so I think it's fun. But don't worry, we're not going to be talking about my office design today. What I want to go over with you is I actually watched a really good YouTube video by another online coach that helps you with selling digital products, affiliate marketing, and she called out some of the major names in the online industry, we like to call it, other online coaches where we see sponsored ads for them all the time. We see pop ups on Instagram, anything about just basically how amazing of a coach they are, how they can help you make $100,000, $1 million, how they can help you with all of that. And she's basically calling them out. She's basically saying big names like this are lying to you. They're not helping you. People sign up for their courses and their programs and you'd think they would leave them a bad review, but they don't because these people think it's their problem. They think they're just not doing something right. They think they're making the mistake because when they pop up these testimonials of hundreds of people who have made hundreds of thousands of dollars by taking their courses, they wonder why they weren't able to do it and they put the onus on them and they think it's their fault. When what it actually is these online coaches are using formulas that might have worked 10 years ago and they have the same 10-year-old course that they've maybe updated, changed the title, changed the images, changed this, changed that. They're using a lot of stock photos or they're using a lot of photos and videos that they did 10 years ago to try to sell you something that's not actually working. And this was like a 40-minute video where I was like, wow, I get it. I get it. Like I've been there, done that. I'm not going to call out last names, but for any of you who's looking into online businesses, you've probably seen ads pop up. There's an Amy, there's a Maria, or is it Marie? There's Jenna. There's a Susie out there. Again, I don't want to call out anybody. I'm following most of them. I do that on purpose to kind of see what they're up to. But unfortunately, they're basically lying to a lot of people. And what we have to be careful of, and what I want to tell everybody is be careful for what course you sign up for. You can go to somebody's website and it's probably the most professional, the most amazing looking website. But guess what? They hired somebody, probably $20,000 to make the website. And you go to that website and you think it looks so amazing. You sign up for their course. You spend twice as much than maybe you want to, but it is an investment. We all know that. We have to spend money to make money. You might sign up for a $2,000 course, but you're thinking, okay, I'd rather sign up for this $2,000 course than sign up for this nobody. We're just going to say I'm the nobody for a $200 course because why would she only be charging me $200 when this one's charging $2,000? Well, it must be better. I'm going to sign up with them. But then the problem is you sign up for that $2,000 course to teach you how to start your own online business, to make your own digital product, whatever the case might be. But guess what? They're not going to personally reach out to you. They're not going to help you. You're going to go inside their course and see modules upon modules upon modules. You're going to be overwhelmed, but you're going to think it's your fault and why you can't simply get started and you don't know where to start. So you might start with module number 1 and go through things, and or maybe you do a couple modules, but you're so overwhelmed you don't continue on the rest. That's what a lot of these high end online coaches are doing to you. They have the money to market, they have the money to advertise, and they're spending all their money doing that. They're giving you testimonials from 10 years ago, but they're saying this is a brand new testimonial. We have 80 people sign up for this course in 1 hour. Meanwhile, that's probably not the case, but everybody feeds into it and they buy this course. So, yeah, sure, they're part of those 80 people that have just signed up, but most of those people will not follow through the entire course because they're not getting the support they need. Most of those people won't be making $100,000 in the first year. They're going to look at a couple modules, they're going to get overwhelmed, they're going to get stressed out, and then they're not going to continue. But the problem with these online coaches is all of these people are going to sign up for these courses. It's not going to take them anywhere, and then they're going to blame themselves, but then they're also going to blame online coaches everywhere. They're going to say, well, this doesn't actually work because I tried it. I paid for the most expensive course that I could afford. It didn't work for me, so no other course is going to work. I tried, I've been there, done that. It's not working. And then unfortunately, they give up. And they might see, again, just consider me the nobody in this case. They see somebody like me And they go, "Well, why doesn't she have this amazing website that clearly costs $20,000 to put together? She just has the basic website." Well, I can't trust her because her website's not the most amazing. And I do get that to some point. But the thing is, I'm so busy coaching my clients. I'm so busy doing other things that sure, I could hire somebody to do the website for me, but guess what? I teach you how to do everything yourself. So I teach what I'm actually doing. I can't teach you how to design your own basic website yourself. And then you look at my website and it's a $20,000 website. That's just not working. But guess what? I make a lot of money designing a website myself, but I focus on coaching my clients, seeing my patients. As you all know, I'm a dental professional. I'm a content creator. I tutor dental hygiene and dental assisting students. So my time and money is better focused on that. Sure, I could hire somebody to make a website for me, but again, I teach you guys how to make your own website. So for me to hire somebody to do it, I don't want to do that because I'm not really teaching you appropriately, if that makes sense. It's kind of like these bigger names, these bigger online coaches out there. They're teaching you how to create your own online business from scratch. Well, guess what? They haven't done that for 20 years. Things have changed. Things have changed so much in every single industry out there. The job you currently have, is it the same as it was 20 years ago? Probably not, right? Well, was it the same 10 years ago, even 5 years ago? Probably not. So you don't want to learn from somebody who's teaching you the old ways, the old system. Even if you apply everything they're teaching you, it's not going to work because it's the old ways. A great example when it comes to online coaching is when I first started learning more about it, let's just say 10 years ago. Email marketing was huge because email was the big thing, right? We weren't talking about Facebook. We weren't talking about Instagram. We were talking about email marketing because that's where it was at. So all the courses I took, everything was focused on getting people to sign up for your email list. How do they do that? You need to give them a free product. How do you create the free product? So all of it was designed for that. Nowadays, we focus on social media. It's actually so much easier to have social media at our disposal, but we still have to do it right, right? There's no point paying for followers because people can see that. When you post something and there's one comment, but you have 30,000 followers, people are going to know, or they should know, that you're a fake, that you're a lie. So don't buy anything from them because they can't teach you without actually doing it. So, sure, you might be signing up for these big names, online coaches, or listening to their YouTube videos, but they're not helping anybody. What they're doing is they're pretending. Who you can actually learn from is somebody who is actually doing what you want to do. And I'll take myself again. I'm that nobody. But I can teach you how to start from square one because I'm kind of still there, right? I remember how I started. Sure, I've been teaching online as an example for about 20 years, but I still remember making my first course. I remember how I did that. I remembered the struggles I had, and I like to work with people personally. The big thing about me is when you sign up for my course, you're going to hear from me. When you sign up for another course where you have to pay $2,000 from a big name, you're not going to hear from them personally. A little personal experience of mine is when I first hired my first business coach, or one of my first ones. One of them I wasn't impressed with at all. Her name was Susie. Let's just say that. I'm not going to give any last names here. Um, but I wasn't impressed because I was so excited to spend the money. It sounds funny, but I was so excited to spend the money, hire my first business coach, a mentor, and she was offering a free like 30-minute call, like to get you started. Then you sign up for her course and go through the modules, and then another 30-minute call, or like video call to talk to her afterwards and see what you need the extra help with. And that was perfect. I didn't need a 1 hour call every day because I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I kind of needed to go through the steps first. But the thing I was so not impressed with was I never got an email from her welcoming me inside her course. Yet, what made me sign up for her course in the first place was her YouTube videos that were so personable. And it was kind of like you were chatting with her and like having a coffee with her. Her YouTube had like coffee in the title, like we're like chatting, having a coffee, right? But then when I actually signed up for her course, it was nothing like that. I had to email back and forth just to book that 30-minute call with her, the 30-minute video call. I was prepared. I had a notebook, all of this. And I got on. And as soon as we got on together, she basically told me to turn off my webcam because her internet wouldn't have worked that good with the webcam on. She prefers our cameras to be off. And it was just the whole thing where I was looking forward to seeing her. I was looking forward to her seeing me. I It's just more personable, right? So without even saying hi, like she said hello briefly and then she said, "Oh, I see your camera's on. Do you mind turning that off?" And I think I even said, like, "Oh, your camera's not on. I can't see you," thinking she just forgot to turn it on. But no, she wasn't going to. So it was this really weird quality video call where I could hear her, but not really. She didn't even let me explain myself, my story, my like teaching story. She just basically told me, "Okay, this is what you have to do." And it was a very impersonable, I wasn't impressed video chat. But this is somebody where at the time she was the big online coach of the industry. Like her videos kept popping up. I did learn a lot from her free courses, which is why I ended up signing up for her paid ones. But it's like everything changed. As soon as I signed up and she took my money, she couldn't care less about me. Like she just didn't know who I was. She didn't care what my name was. She didn't follow up, nothing. And that's what's happening with online coaches. Online businesses, working from home is such a huge thing. Everybody wants to do it, but there's so many scams out there. So you have to be careful, okay? Take the time to learn from somebody, watch their YouTube videos, sign up for their free courses, kind of see how they do things and go from there. The bigger the name, the better the website. Doesn't always mean they can really help you the best that you need. These days you have Chat GPT, you have other AI resources that like you can plug something in and say, "Hey, my name's Andrea. I tutor dental hygiene and dental assisting students. Can you help me come up with a website? Like what should I say on page 1 of the website? What should I say on page 2? Help me come up with a course idea on anatomy for dental hygiene and dental assisting students. How should my course be laid out?" Chat GPT, other AI resources can help you with this. It is that simple. But what do you need an online coach for? To dig deeper. Because AI can only do so much. It's quite useless, believe it or not. Okay. It can only do so much. It can't offer the real person. It can't offer you the support and the help you need. Even for my tutoring, I have students tell me or, ask me, can't I just ask Chat GPT to formulate a bunch of questions for me? No, because the questions are going to be wrong. They're not going to be critical thinking. And then you're learning based off a very one dimensional AI robot, basically. And with coaching, it's no different. You need to learn and be mentored by a real person who you can trust and who's walked in your shoes and you want to walk in their shoes. Would you want to sign up for my courses if they were built entirely by AI? Probably not, because that means I don't have a single thought in my head and I can't help you with any problem that you might come up with. So, this is kind of a loaded video, but I kind of go over everything of I get it. It must be so hard to trust online coaches these days. You've probably been following some for a while. Most of them are lying to you, so be careful. You have to dig deep. You have to really see who's not lying to you. You have to dig deep and really see who you can trust. And don't be afraid if you've signed up for one course and it didn't work for you and you wasted your money. Don't be afraid to try again, but try somebody else. Don't go to the same person. You need to find that person who you can really be mentored with, who kind of resonates with you. It will all come together, I promise you. So feel free to do some searches on YouTube. Darn, I wish I had that video up. I forget the name of the video, but it was by Jessica Stansberry, I believe. Sorry if I'm pronouncing her last name incorrectly, but I've been following her for years. And because I like what she has to say. She's real, she's raw, she doesn't sugarcoat things. She doesn't have 20 million views on her videos. She has a couple thousand or a couple hundred, but she's real, she's personable, and she called out those big names and why they're wrong and why they're teaching you incorrectly and why they're giving us a bad name, the other online coaches who want to help you. I keep things simple. I want you to learn what I'm doing so you can do it. I want you to work from home, be a tutor, be a teacher, create courses, create templates to sell to help other people of their problems. and then you can make money. It's a win-win. You're helping people, you're making money, and you're working from home. I mean, who wouldn't love that, right? I keep it simple. But be careful of other online coaches out there who claim to promise you $100,000 the first month, just like they're making. Be careful, okay? Let me know if there's any questions. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.